All right, another loss by the Jets. Let's chat with Craig Button about it. Craig, 6 wins since November the 4th. That's the worst record in the National Hockey League over that stretch. Now, yes, they were missing Connor Hellebuyck for a large portion of that time, but he's back, and the struggles continue. Craig, what's wrong with the Winnipeg Jets?
Well, I think one of the biggest challenges for the Winnipeg Jets during this stretch has been poor defensive play. In the past 2 seasons, the Winnipeg Jets have been a very strong defensive team. Obviously, when you have the MVP of the league, Connor Hellebuyck, in the net, you're going to be really strong. He can cover up mistakes. But without him, they haven't been very good. With him, they have not been very good defensively. And you look at this game. I mean, this game, the St. Louis Blues had a lot of chances. The score shows up 1-0. It would have been a blowout after the second period if it wasn't for Connor Hellebuyck's brilliance in this game. And now you have all these different teams that you're playing against. You're in a game. You lose a game late. You can't find a way to lock it down. And I don't even know if that's the right way to put it. But a defensive team that was so good has lost their way defensively. Jay, I'm going to give you a little bit of sport logic data from this game to just tell you how bad it has been for the Winnipeg Jets and what this game reflects. So when we talk about slot shots on net, 19-8 St. Louis. High danger chances, 23-14 St. Louis. Scoring chances off the cycle, 13-8 St. Louis. Scoring chances off the rush, 12-3 St. Louis. Turnover scoring chances, 14-9 St. Louis. Odd man rushes, 10-3 St. Louis. Now, you can take my word for it that I say they have defensive problems. The numbers tell you everything you need to know. Until that improves, the Winnipeg Jets are not going to find a way to win very many games.
And then let's talk about offense. They're shut out for the 4th time this season. Their top line has scored nearly half of the team's goals. And Craig, you and I used to talk all the time about how deep this team was and how great their third line was and how they were contributing offensively. This cannot be sustainable for a team that considers itself a contender, can it?
Well, I don't think they're a contender right now as currently constructed. They don't have a second line, Jay. And so I still think the third line with Adam Lowry centering it, I mean, he hasn't found that same form following his offseason surgery. But I don't worry about the third line. The second line is a black hole for the Winnipeg Jets. They give them nothing. They don't give them any type of catalyst play. They don't give them any type of heavy play, no speed play, no offense. I mean, last year, Connor Hellebuyck was the most valuable player in the National Hockey League, which means he was the guy deemed most valuable to the Winnipeg Jets. Maybe Nikolai Ehlers was the most valuable player to the Winnipeg Jets because their game has fallen right off without Ehlers. No second line. And, Jay, the answers are not within the Winnipeg Jets organization, in my view, with respect to trying to find players that can come in and contribute offensively. They're going to have to look outside. Yes, that means you're going to have to assess what the marketplace is to add some players in there to give some support. Scheifele, Connor, and Velarde have been magnificent. In fact, they've been, just think where they would be if they were just a little bit less. This team might be right near the bottom of the league if it wasn't for that trio contributing as much as they have. And if this doesn't turn around, we're going to be talking about the Winnipeg Jets picking in the top 10, being a lottery team perhaps.
Yeah, that's wild to think about. They face Colorado on Friday. Craig, your thoughts about that matchup coming up on TSN, by the way, in the Jets region?
How about this, Jay? Well, you got the best offensive team in the National Hockey League in the Colorado Avalanche. You got the best defensive team in the National Hockey League. The only thing that doesn't work for the Colorado Avalanche right now is their power play. So I guess that's good news because the Winnipeg Jets penalty killing has been terrible after those first 12 games. So it doesn't get any easier. And if the Jets want to play like they did for the first 2 periods against St. Louis on Wednesday night, like that on Friday night, it'll be a blowout. They'll put up a touchdown on the Winnipeg Jets in the Mile High City. So if anything gets your attention, it's a team that can make you look really bad. Right now, the Winnipeg Jets are doing a good job of making themselves look bad. They don't need any help from anybody else.
Okay, well, this Friday on this network in the Jets region, let's see if Winnipeg can prove everybody wrong and beat this Colorado Avalanche team Second game of a 3-game road trip for Winnipeg. They'll be going to Utah on Sunday. Viewers in the Jets region can catch the action beginning at 7:30 Central.